Hello, welcome again at a new podcast for the Workplace Ninja Netherlands, where we talk about what's new on Intune. But also, this recording, we will look back on the last event that we have hosted here in the Netherlands. So we will share some experiences on that. So, Joost, Kenneth, welcome.
Hi,
Frans.
Frans. Hi.
My name is Frans Oudendorp, and together with these two awesome guys, we will dive into what's new this time. Any highlights, guys, to mention first before diving into the topics of Intune?
Yeah, well, to recap, we actually organized for us a quite large event last week, which was on Wednesday, February 5th, in Gorinchem, the Netherlands. And I think I can speak for the Workplace Ninja organization that the event was well received. We had around 200 visitors at the event. With a day full of knowledge sharing and all kinds of things on that part. So looking back at a well received event, if you ask me. And to make it even more interesting, we had an event the day after in Antwerp, Belgium, where a few of us also presented during the event. During the event, we also recorded several podcasts, but Frans, maybe you can tell a little bit more about that.
Yeah,
But
with the,
yeah,
on Wednesday we did four recordings with a few awesome guys. Tim de Keukelaar, Ken Goossens, Jan Bakker, Sander of Ray, and wasn't there. Ray was ill, Raymond Convalia, so only Sander Beckhauer was there. So we combined them with Jan Bakker on all the identity topics. Um, Patrick van der Born, Stefan Dingemans, Niels Kok were the others, and I think we had a few others as well. But I am really awesome to interview the guys to talk about the stuff that they are working on. So please keep an eye on our socials and on our podcast platform or YouTube channel to see when that's coming up.
okay, yeah, cool.
And the next day on MC2MC, we already also recorded 4 or 5 podcasts together with Michel van Vliet. And that recordings will be published on the YouTube channel of the MC2MC guys. So keep an eye on their socials and their YouTube channel when they are available. So we are recording this on Valentine's Day, so February
Yeah,
14. Um, probably tomorrow I will edit all the stuff. So in the next few weeks, they will be online probably.
cool. Hey, and to add to that, during the event, we actually introduced our new speaker gifts. For the people watching, I have it in front of me now, which was well received as well, if you ask me. And if you
Yeah,
want to get one of those speaker gifts, please submit a session at our Sessionize page. You can receive this speaker gift, but you have to speak at our event first, of course.
yeah, and the URL for Sessionize is on our website WPNinjasNL, and I will also publish it in the description of this recording. So
Yeah.
if you are listening and you want to present on our meetup, um, you can find the meetups on the website as well, but you have to fill in and sessionize, so we can have a look at the description of your session, and we can also, if you aren't familiar with presenting, reach out to one of us. We can definitely help to get you on the stage, to do your first presentation in public. Probably, we are able to facilitate that as well.
Yeah, yeah. Important remark there is that we want to provide a platform for upcoming speakers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
allowing you to start speaking in maybe a smaller a little bit smaller audience, and hopefully getting you ready maybe to speak on a bigger stage like Experts Live, MEM Summit, Workplace Ninja Summit, bigger stages where more attendees attend in that case.
Yeah, definitely. Any remarks from you, Joost, regarding Connect?
Um, awesome audience because I was one of the speakers as well, together with Rudy. We had a session there. Good questions, open discussions, so that was good. Had a lot of good feedback from every attendee who was there. We were at one of the bigger hotels in Gorinchem, and they had especially a good lunch. That was something we get as feedback because in normal situations on such a platform, there are no steaks, but we had steaks and French fries and that kind of stuff. So it was really good.
Yeah.
Loved it, and overall it was good.
Yeah, definitely. And I must say, the day after, when we were in Antwerp on MC2MC, all the the facilities like lunch, drinking, and all that kind of stuff was also good organized there as well. So, if you want to be at an awesome event, keep an eye on our socials. Probably not in the first few months, but maybe in after summer, we probably will announce that we do it again next year. The IDs are there, so keep an eye on our socials after summer to see if we are do it again. Probably we will do that. We have agreed already for, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, and to wrap this subject up, we actually send out like a follow-up email to all the attendees. But for some reason, we couldn't reach anyone on their personal email address. If you want to receive that email, which includes some additional information, please reach out to us via info@WPNinjas.nl, and we will make sure that you get all that information as well.
I will set it in the description as well. So if you want to know this information, please read the description. So you have
Cool.
all the information to reach out to us. Okay, nice. Wrap that up. It was an awesome event. Awesome speakers, awesome audience. So let's do it again in the next year.
Yeah,
Probably together with MC2MC again, so we can share some international speakers as well and having a really interesting lineup there, probably again. Okay.
awesome.
Next, Intune. That's what we are recording every month. More or less the what's new, what's coming up within Intune. I think last month we didn't have that much to talk about because it was right after holidays. Not that much innovation that's coming through, but in the meantime, we have a few topics. I guess, Joost.
We got a few. There has been some changes. So there's the new service release is now in our tenants already for a week. I think that's the 2501. So that's normally the one from January. And there are coming some new releases as we speak. So they're pushing in those releases as well. We can go past them by one.
Yep.
I think one of the bigger ones right now is because we waited on it. I had a session about it on Workplace Ninjas Connect, and that's device query for multi devices. So we also have inventory, what's a core Intune solution. On top of that, we've got the Intune suite or advanced analytics. We got device query. All those things were just for one device. But we've got now multi-device query, which uses the data from inventory. So it's not real time, but you can search it with KQL queries on your full fleet of devices. So that's yeah, it could be a nice thing as well in our tenants.
Yeah, so we basically see this new functionality coming from what we used to know as config manager, where actually hardware inventory and but also the installed software on devices was actually quite interesting information that we could use, for example, to target applications and do other stuff over there. And of course, within config manager, create a collection based on inventoried stuff going on there. So it's really interesting to see this functionality now popping up in Intune. Joost, can you tell me a little bit on what we need to do within Intune to get actually the inventory and how the multi-device query works?
Yeah, the first step is we have to create a properties catalog policy in our Intune, and we have to target it to our users to set up the inventory. The inventory is being installed via an agent, and the agent is going to harvest everything what you click in every property you want to have. So that's BIOS, that's Windows updates, TPM versions, and that kind of stuff. And it will upload it in 24 hours to our tenant. And every 24 hours is going to be checked again and pulled up. So that's the data of inventory. Multi-device query uses another form, and device query uses more in the instant reporting. So you can use the KQL queries to get instant reports from your devices. If the device is on, MMPC will get the data out of our devices and get it in our Intune environment, so you can see it. And multi-device query uses the data of inventory. So there's a specific data lake where all the inventory stuff will go in, like a database, and we can pull it with the KQL queries, just like in device query. You can use Copilot with it as well to create all those steps for us if you don't know KQL query like me. So that's just how inventory works, but it's on the back end it's a great system.
Yeah. So I think we see more and more of the last features of Config Manager being transitioned into Intune, which can make the difference for a company either to start migrating towards full Intune management or not. There are of course still relevant use cases to keep using Config Manager. But those reasons become less and less due to this new released functionality. Cool. Hey, any new other functionality being released, Joost?
We can use Copilot for our Endpoint Privilege Manager. If you get a new approval flow from a user to get a new setup or want to install a specific application, he's going to check our elevation risks. So he's going to check the file who's being wanted to be installed, if there are any potential risk in it. So he's going to check the file reputation. He's going to check the risk score for the user requesting the file elevation. If there is any information about the trust of the publisher. So it could be very helpful for investigating and not just approve it, but first check what the file is and what it does before approving or denying it. So that's a bigger one. And the thing where we are waiting for, Kenneth, is we've got now a new one. That's the security baseline for Edge, version 128. That's one, but there's another one coming up, and that's for Windows.
Yeah, 24H2.
Yeah, so, finally.
Finally. We have been waiting for a long time for that. So we've seen it popping up already in some tenants. My own tenant hasn't received it yet, but that's due to the gradual rollout which Microsoft does. So not every tenant receives this new functionality at the same time. I think we have to be a little bit more patient. But really curious to find out what's in there compared to the already published security baseline, of course, which is more based on the GPOs and implementing it in an Active Directory environment. So really curious to find out, and of course see what the corresponding settings are in the settings catalog, and how we can start applying that to our devices. And to give you an idea, within the customers I serve, we actually wait on purpose with enrolling 24H2 before this security baseline is there. Meaning that if the security baseline is there and we are able to test it, validate it, we can actually start the rollout of that feature update using our feature update policies, etc. So I think this is an important milestone. About the Edge baseline, 128 is already old. We are with Edge version 133 already. And I think there is a new baseline on 132 out of my head. So there we see that there's still a challenge for the people creating the security baselines in order to keep up with the speed of release of these kind of things. Let's hopefully. I hope that will actually become a little bit faster in the future.
Still raises the question. I think we discussed that a lot of times already, but I want to raise that again. Should I apply security baselines, or should I use the settings that are in the security baseline and make my own settings catalog policies on that?
Before going there, you have to know a little bit of a thing, because in the new 24H2, there's a new feature called sudo. That sudo setting isn't in the settings catalog right now. It's being imported with the new security baseline being created by Microsoft.
Yeah.
So do you want to use the baseline from Microsoft itself, or create it yourself? It doesn't really matter if the settings aren't there at all. So we first have to wait for the settings being in our tenants before you can choose which kind of policy you're going to create.
Yeah. On the other hand, to provide a little bit more insight, what Joost and I do is we take the security baseline provided by Microsoft and translate that into several settings catalog policies due to a couple of reasons. First reason is because some of the settings are like enterprise only. And what we actually see is if you apply that setting, for example, on Windows Pro devices, you actually get an error in your reporting.
Yep.
So what we do in that case, for example, we actually divide that policy in settings which are only applicable for Windows Pro compared to Enterprise, and use filtering in order to make sure that the right settings end up on the devices actually supporting those settings as well.
Yeah.
And by being more granular, we also have options to define better exclusions. For example, in the baseline, each USB drive must be BitLocked. In some cases, people just want an exception for that because they need to create USB sticks, for example, to run OSD Cloud or any other stuff. So what we did is actually we moved that setting out of the baseline and have options available to create exceptions for specific users in that case.
Yeah.
Important though is that we do use the security baseline as our template to define the settings that we want.
As a reference.
Yeah, that's basically the reference, and the main reason is that we therefore comply with what the vendor best practices are at that point in time.
Yeah, nice. Good to explain that another time, because a lot of questions and a lot of discussions is going on IT teams. Should I implement security baseline natively? Should I reuse that in my own settings catalog? And I think use that as a reference material for your own settings catalog policies, and even Joost, what you're mentioning, that some settings are still not available in the settings catalog, but that takes some time. They will be available in the next few weeks, months, probably, and then you can use them as well. But you have the ability to do more granular enhancements and assignments on that, and I think that is really helpful to make it up and running in your own IT system.
Yeah,
To
also important to remark that even if you create a security baseline, you still have the option to remove settings from there. It's actually it's more like a template being filled with all the settings, but you are more than welcome to modify some settings if it doesn't meet your company requirements in that case. We have seen though with several implementations, for example, when trying to implement like sys baselines or other baselines, that in the end, after you modify those baselines to actually let all the scenarios work within the environment, because we know those other baselines break functionality within Intune stuff, that you actually end up with vendor best practices as well. So it's not security baselines is always like a mixture between, of course, having all the functionality available, like a working autopilot enrollment, etc., in combination with, of course, all the security which is possible at that point in time.
Yeah. Any other things to mention that has been in release 2502, 2501 or others? Joost?
These were the bigger ones? Let me check, but I think these are the ones we needed to announce. Yeah.
I want to highlight one. When I look at the features in development, I received a new device last couple of days. That's the Surface Laptop 7 Copilot Plus PC, and that's an ARM 64 device. What about EPM, Endpoint Privilege Management, on that, Joost?
There were you had to be at Workplace Ninjas Connect, but there was a session from Per. He told us and he showed us his ARM device. It's in development, and we can hope it will be there soon. And that's the answer he gave us. But it's in the works. There were some people in a preview to test it. What's working right now? They're doing their final testing, and then it will be available on our devices as well.
Yeah, the statement, you'll soon be able to use Endpoint Privilege Management on devices that run ARM 64. That's the statement on the features in development page. So hopefully we can use that really soon. But yeah, I'm waiting for that, including Entra Secure Service Edge, the private connection. Because I use that a lot in my own environment, and also the client for Entra Secure Service Edge is not available at ARM 64 at the moment.
No, so that's basically what we see. I also have a device running on RM. I'm really satisfied with especially the battery time available. So we can work for a normal working day if we don't do too much, etc. We can work for a whole day on battery, which is really nice. But we do see that, of course, that especially when it comes to stuff on the driver level, that some things are not available yet. So the GSA client, as you mentioned, support for endpoint privilege management, but also keep in mind that, for example, some printer vendors or some docking station vendors still don't provide any support for hardware being provided in there. So I still think that the advantages are far better than the disadvantages, but we of course have to be careful with that as well.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if we see the development on the Microsoft end, they are doing quite a good job to realize all the functionality on ARM64 as well. So
Yeah.
there will be, I think it's more or less soon that it will compare to the other architectures as well. So
Yeah, from a Microsoft point of view, I'm not really worried about support being released. But for example, if you have still have like an 5-year-old HP multi-purpose device around to maybe print something or scan something, you should really ask whether HP is going to release a new driver for that specific platform.
yeah,
On the other hand, the device will probably work, but whether you will have all the functionality available is another thing in that case.
yeah, yeah. Nice. Any other thing to highlight?
No, not
Probably,
really
yeah.
from an Intune perspective. So yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot of people releasing community tools on the Intune part. We have Somesh, who just released his Intune management solution. Maybe we can provide links to that as well. We have on the macOS the IntuneBrew thing for the application deployment.
But Ugur,
Have our own Sander Rosemuller with his Intune Assistant, where you can easily check whether assignments are being set, which are being set, etc. So yeah, but I think a lot of people are doing really great stuff with um, adding functionality on top of what we already have by providing community tools which everyone can use.
yeah,
So
I will feature them in the description. So Intune Management from Somesh, IntuneBrew from Ugur, and Intune Assistant from Sander.
yeah,
I will feature them, but I think there is a website where someone has listed all the community tools. I think it's Ronnie and Jurgen. They have a list and they do a session on that.
yeah,
Um,
so maybe we can reference that as well. And if they keep that list updated, that might be your go-to reference if you are looking for some tooling and whether you want to start using that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's worthwhile to invest a little bit more time for yourself in what tooling is available. Because it can save you really a lot of time if you know how to use tooling and of course use it for your own benefits in that case.
yeah. Let's feature them out. And what I was thinking out is, should we publish a blog post with all the links,
Yeah,
with all the community tools? Is that
maybe we can do that. Yeah, why not? Yeah, good
and then
idea.
probably if you are listening and you have community tools, please reach out to us. Let us know via through our socials or whatever, and you will be on that list as well. So. I will let's make a start with that, and then let's see if we can make that more or less complete list.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, then if we do not have any other things to mention regarding Intune, what's new, then I will thank you guys for being part of this recording, and
You're welcome.
let's see what we can do next month. We do not have another specific recording this month, so please wait for the WP Ninjas Connect recordings. They will be online in the next few weeks as well. And if you like this recording, thumbs up, like and subscribe. Give us a review. That's important so we can learn from you what we could do better or what we could do in another way. Something like that. Reach out to us, give us a review, and with that, thanks for listening, thanks for viewing. I say until next time.